Okay, yeah, so we're speaking about energies, and I got distracted because a call came through, which shouldn't have really happened, but anyway, it has happened. So, yeah, so the Hopi, yeah, I'm gonna quickly go back to that a second, yeah. What actually happens is, it's the fourth world because it keeps getting wiped out, yeah, due to lustful ways, man's greed, um, and so on and so forth. And the last time it happened was about 13,000 years ago, and the last one was due to a flood, due to flooding, yeah. And that was about 30,000 years ago, and it can be connected up because it was the event that took place at that time. I've researched it; it's real. It happens, yeah. And the last one was a flood. I think the next one, I believe the next one is the fire, which is going to be plasma, yeah. And it will take place, like I say, these things, because human beings choose to reside with what the mace will tell you is the three ruffians, which is ignorance, selfishness, and fear. Yeah? And because of that, in alignment with red positive magnetism, which is in alignment with DE, which is in alignment with recycling, yeah, oxidizing, which is D, which is die, which is 9. The die is 9, yeah, right? So because of that, it means that we create this massive pulling scenario where without wisdom, it has to be replenished and yeah. And that's a natural occurrence within nature, and that is what we are experiencing now. And we experience it on a micro scale, because that's how the brain needs potassium, right? It needs these high blue flame charges. It doesn't get them. Outwardly, because of that, they express a lack of intelligence. Yeah, directly, because your intelligence is connected to this to these superior charges, because the magnetism and electricity thrives off of these superior forms of discharges, yeah, corona discharges that take place. So one of the things I wanted to say here, the game has changed since using, like I was talking about, energy, yeah, gold and platinum plasma, right? Gold and platinum plasma, yeah, and these other plasmas, right? These fields, nature spirits, yeah, as you call them, going to start collecting them on a larger scale, yeah, right now, right? These, so watch this space. Now these, I'm collecting quite a lot now anyway. I'm going to be collecting a lot more right now, yeah. So energy, like I say, right, is the true wealth and true currency, because wealth is a natural part of this nature process. Believe it or not, that's how it is, right? But it's the right form of wealth, and that wealth comes from within. Now, check this out. There is a magnification process. I have been on a roll of this week for myself, yeah, and I can use my partner as well for this as well. That's fact, like I was saying earlier about when I have this thing where ability where beings come through me. I had a big black guy. He was like a green mile. He came through me. He wanted to get home. His voice comes directly through me, and he speak out, and a little bit agitated and so on and so forth. You would be. Let me tell you. But I was also able to do the same for my partner's father. I got him to actually come through myself as well. Right. These events are very, very emotional. Very, 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 very emotional. Getting them back out, you have to know what you're doing. It's not easy, because he came through. This gentleman came through with anger, and this is why I teach what I tell you. It doesn't just finish here. People think, and they say, "Oh, I know," but listen, I promise you, no, it doesn't work. Nothing like that. You will get stuck in a limbo where you think that you're still in your physical body, but yet things don't quite work the same. Very lonely, yeah, and it's an entrapment, yeah, and it's called a limbo. And what happened is, in the end, invariably, yeah, if you get back here, you'll come back here. You'll keep bouncing back, to here. That is Wheel of Samsara, but there is a limbo in actual fact. Yeah, which beings do get stuck in after here, and the reason that is because they haven't recognised their true nature here. Yeah, and they become so attached to the physical through this Luciferian agenda that they're so attached to matter, to material, that you become hypnotised and confused by it. So when the physical body perishes, you are still standing there, but you don't know where to go or where you are, and your energy field, you don't have the energy. Your energy field is diminished still, so you do not have the actual light to actually break out of the limbo, the 4D limbo outside of this realm. Yeah, and that's happens. You get trapped in it. And I was able to do that with my partner's dad. Like I say, I've seen him, and because what the beings do when they come through, they are so attached to the physical realm, they will kind of scream, shout at myself because I've come to them. Sometimes they think I've come to them, disturbed them, but I haven't. It's just that they noticed me, noticed my light. The energy field of my partner was next to me as well, so whatever she was thinking and so on and so forth was an opportunity for this soul to come through me, to use me as a channel. Yeah, but when I see him, I was very angry, right? Because I know this because they come directly through me, so I know that. So I know that they're very angry and he was very protective over because he was his daughter. See, we think it's his daughter. Imagine that, right? Because they're so attached to the physical, because he wasn't able to spend much time with the daughter. So because of that, this is why it's very, very vital that we gain the opportunity to flow within the physical and learn the truth about about what we are and who we are. Yeah, by looking deeper within. Yeah, firstly our emotions. Yeah, the ones that we have pent up. All of those. Best go and sit in a dark room. It's time to start getting that work done, because the metaphysical planes are more solid, yeah, actually, than the actual physical plane is, because the physical plane is a drop down of those spiritual planes. So then this matter plane is a byproduct of that, which is why it's all really made out of fields anyway, and they're just vibrating at different rates. Yeah, which is giving you bam. It's giving you that. Which is actually giving you that solidity. Now, what actually happened was some of the plasma that I've created lately. I created one, is a larger one, yeah, and really, really powerful. Once I put those four, CONH, which equates to her master number 22. Why they equate to her master number 22 is because they reside within her field fragrance. She conducts all the elements, or all the fragments that's in the air. She conducts the force and the voltage, the weather that you see that's happening now. Yeah, and then she also has her archons, yeah, demigods, who also do these things at the same time as well. Jupiter did it once here, like that, caused massive cataclysm on here, because it has a massive magnetosphere, and that's why Zeus has a lightning bolt. Yeah, and there were beings here who worked directly with that god, and he gave them abundance. He gave them fruits and stuff. They would just grow. See, if we were in alignment and retethered, that's what happens. And it was written down that these giants, yeah, their food, they were horrible to men, to normal man our size. They would kill you to find you on the land. But that the humans noted is that these giants, everything, they worshipped Jupiter was their god. But everything just grew for them. They didn't have to grow anything. It just, everything they ever wanted just came to them. Imagine that. Imagine that. So this plasma, these fields, this auric fields, the purple plasma is now royalty. The CO2 plasma is a form of pure loving light. That is what that is. But what the plasmas do is they magnify your experience. I am shitting you not, I tell you now, right? I have taken this stuff, right, and it went straight to my heart, like I always say, right? But I instantly, because breathing makes a difference. Well, I'm doing gnosis constantly. So like I say, using my partner as well. not even meditating or nothing. She's working towards releasing releasing her the stagnation. She's at the point where now she's releasing those emotions to start to feel the true emotional states of being, to start to feel the true states that reside within. Yeah, right. So without meditating, you see, when you're in density, remember, you can't feel things. You can't feel certain things. Like, what's that? Wait, that's just water. That's just this, that's that. Yeah? And this stuff, without the breathing, you see, like I said at the start, without the practice and the intention, putting the work in to let go, yeah, through the breathing and through the other practices as well, yeah, which is operating with the blue flame, accelerating on life, yeah, right. It's hard, but this plasma, yeah, once you take it, even somebody was not meditating, all of a sudden she went out into public, yeah, she wanted to just cry because she can't believe how amazingly there's no words to describe it, like undescribable by word. She just said, "I feel like God." What's that? I said, "That's the Christ within you that I'd always talk about." See, you are the Christ. You are supposed to be residing and feeling in supreme, constant and total perfection, samadhi, ecstasy. I mean, now I'm always like this now, and ever since they started this season, which initiated on the 26th of the 8th with the eclipse, and then it started was on the 31st. So then, ever since that point, yeah, she increased her field fragrance, and it just went crazy. Ever since they started this, yeah, everything for me just turned into actual paradise. Why is that? I don't have to communicate with their system anymore. I've now started to accelerate, because it doesn't matter where you are. Once you increase your field strength, as soon as I go and stand in the sun, I become the sun now. This is what I'm trying to show now. You need less urine, less aged urine, less hydrogen, you need less everything. When you take something, right, I started to drink this juice, right? This, and now I'm knowing even more, yeah? I'm knowing even more, right? There is the chemical formula for this, can't remember, it's not H2O, right? But it's got the glucose in there, right? And the reason it is, the chemical formula that you put together for this is in plasma. So what these gold and platinum and CO2 plasmas have done, right? And I can feel it right now. I took it once. I took it once. This gold and platinum plasma, right? And as soon as I took it, I started meditating, and I could feel my body. I could feel my coming off the floor. So I had to open my eyes to make sure I was still here. Yeah? A superior form of energy, voltage charge. The body, it's once it ignites inside you, anything else you do magnifies it. So if I had this, it would magnify it. If I had this, it would magnify it. I was like, what is this all of a sudden? What is this now? This is what the true human being is like. And the reason is because we are only operating with our lower 5 animal senses. And there are another 7 senses that are accessible. And they become accessible through plasma. Because it is about 3 tiers above you. Above your state of energy, your energy banding. To the ego. Makes us think that we are it and stuff like that. Oh, no. Everything is transmutable. Everything has a higher grade to it. So the quality of, say, someone's aged urine can be improved drastically by using alchemy within the self, by growing the self, by you grow yourself. Then that grows too, because it is also an entity. So what I'm saying here now is this. With the magnification process that takes place through the plasma, through these supernatural charges, superior form of energy, yeah? Remember the Egyptians were eating gold 4,500 years ago, 9, yeah? And the reason this is to unlock the soul that is an immortal being. The plasma unlocks the soul because the soul and the plasma fields outside are one, and they operate via fluids that operate through your bone, through the bone network. Yeah, and then they conduct the brain as well. This fluid conducts what happens with the nerves, because the nerves can't do it. It's the fluid that does it, and it's aligned with will, which is why if the mind is right, then the body can achieve all sorts, because it's how magnetism works. You see, I can stare at somebody. I was taught that by a druid when I was about 17 at a pagan moot meeting. Yeah, how to use magnetism to draw energy from other people when they're not looking. And that's why when you're looking at someone, when someone's looking at you, like when you're in traffic, you spot them looking at you. That's why, because they've been stealing your energy, and you've not realised it. So yeah, and there's just one other thing I want to say. So that's why when we keep touching our face, they don't want you to touch your face and everything. One of the things you see what happens is, because of magnetism, the senses, when you touch your face, you're calming. You set off your parasympathetic nervous system. It starts calming you down. Yeah, that's how we are. We calming. So when we go and touch other people, that's all we're trying to do is accelerate life. That's what they don't like. So what happens is, any increasement in the field strength externally, and in the metaphysical layer just outside the physical layer, which is what is happening. Yeah, any increase there will create increase in field strength in here. Any being that can align with that because it's infectious. Yeah, will then start to give that off through their field to other beings. Yeah, and that what's happening then? Yeah, is that other people are starting to notice a different reality, which is covering this one, and that's what they don't want people to see in this moment. So that's why they're distancing you away. Because usually, if you hug someone, yeah, the two hearts will connect. Yeah, because what's happening is, especially with the positive and negative charge, passive and between the male and feminine. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Is the magnetism is increasing. So if the field strength increases, it means that when people, even if we're not close together, yeah, if we're not close together, we one field. That's why they have with the Wi-Fi, they have a hotspot. If I've got a Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi's on and yours isn't, I can use you can use my Wi-Fi hotspot to activate. I hope that makes it more understanding what I'm saying. Which is what I'm saying. So if my field strength is increased and you come around me, which mine has increased drastically, and it was already increasing all the time anyway, yeah, now I'm just always dancing, laughing, joking more than ever. And that's fact. I tell you, when I put these high-end alkaline substances directly straight into electromagnetic peak mountain, which requires it anyway, because it's desperately looking for that, because it's always lacking in those elements. Yeah, the songs play in the mind, because the mind is you're happy. So what happens is now songs actually start to play within the mind. So anyway, we're gonna end it right there, and we'll just jump onto the boards. So peace, love, and gentleness.